Oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh, come on! It's not getting enough fuel.
The engine doesn't have a fault. That's quite concerning.
No! It's not starting. What the fuck? Oh!
Now the TDV6 does not need much to start, okay? It needs fuel, it needs a functioning crankshaft sensor, and that's really it.
Oh my God.
We are now in the same position as many of our subscribers, which usually mail us, well, we took the engine out, put it back together, and the car won't start. What could it be? Oh, it's hung up on the gas tank, I see. Oh,
Wait a second.
No, you can't.
No, yes, I can.
Here, you take the light side.
Which one is the light side?
Over here. Okay.
Oh, it's all easy now. Everything is so easy.
Transfer case out. Now we gotta get the transmission out. Okay, you gotta lower it.
I am.
You have to turn it open. There we go. This was not easy.
No.
Okay, we got the transmission out on our excursion towards the trigger wheel.
Christian didn't want to take the body off.
There is a particular reason. If we would have taken the body off, we can't start the engine, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay, now oh, was machst du?
Der ist mir runtergefallen.
Okay, sorry, did you get hurt? The main priority is that your wife doesn't get hurt, and I didn't succeed there.
I should have taken that.
Okay,
side.
that side is lighter, yeah. So yesterday evening, together with Vera, we took out the transmission here. You can see that. Now that was way harder than I thought, but it took us 3.5 hours, which I think is not bad. It's lying again in the garage. I took the transfer case off, took both drive shafts out, took the transmission out, a bunch of heat shields. Over there you could see I had to take the muffler out. The expert's gonna say most of that is not necessary. Well, that's true, but it makes things easier, okay, and it doesn't get your hands jammed up, and that's why we decided to do it this way. I want to be able to put my new sensor in and then start the vehicle right away in this condition, versus when I take the body off, I can't start it. I have to put it back on and learn again if it works or not. Tore up my insulation here a little bit. When you get everything right, you got about 1/4 inch clearance to push that transmission out. You also have to lift the engine into a certain angle. So I put a post underneath and a jack to maneuver the engine just in the right angle. And when everything was correctly, okay, and the moon passed by us in exactly the right distance, that's when it worked. Good. There is the perfectly installed non-functioning trigger wheel. So I'm gonna take this one off now and put a used one on. So I got here the perfect little wrench for this job. So I can reach in here, and it's only 4 Newton meters. Now I can pull the sensor back. Now I'm gonna try to pry this off without destroying it, because I'd like to return it under warranty. Not so easy. It's gonna be distorted. There we go. Can't use it anymore, but all I want to do is check it in my lathe to see if it really gives a bad signal. The bad one we just took out. Very lightly clamped. I got it straightened a little bit on a table. Now it's running. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of this and count the pulses. So I apologize for my primitive counting method, but that sensor does have 58 pulses in my test setup in my lathe, but it doesn't in the vehicle. In the vehicle, it doesn't give me that 0 pulse as pronounced here. There is a signal in between. So something is going on. When I put all 3 sensors, which I have functioning right now next to each other, this is the one I just took out of the vehicle, which is not working. You can see that big flank is up here, versus in the ones which I took out and they were functioning, LR4, LR3, this is the one which was in the vehicle, it's down here. And here it's also down here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the original sensor which was in the vehicle and see if it starts. There are plenty of videos from me how to install a trigger wheel. Okay, we're interested in the result and not in the procedure. So I'm just going to tighten this temporarily. Here I got the starter motor temporarily fixed here with some bolts, and I got no muffler on, so when it fires up it's going to be really noisy, I think. So look who's back. Just on time.
Yes.
To do a starting attempt now.
Oh my God. Now you had 1.1 bar.
Yeah, great. The car doesn't start.
Yeah, so it's a sensor. So we're screwed.
So I measured another crank attempt here with that original sensor installed, and I'm gonna get this saved and checked inside on the computer. So here's the signal now from the original sensor out of Vera's vehicle reinstalled. The sensor is kind of loose on the crankshaft, and I count 58 pulses. And I got this phenomenon that the long pulse is on the bottom like it's supposed to. Now in the last starting attempt what we did, it did smell like diesel, and you could hear that there was a little bit of injection and there was a little bit of something.
Oil pressure was also there.
So I think the sensor is producing the correct signal now, but it still doesn't start. So I think now we got a timing problem. Got anything to say?
No,
No.
Oh, I just want to cry. So if something's broken, he's got to machine something. It's like that always. At least once in a while, a viewer writes me that he bought a lathe. And that is so great.
This lathe is going to fix the problem like always.
Yeah.
The dimension we want is 44.5.
So 200. No, it's perfect.
So we're going to try it like that.
We need a lathe like Curtis. You know, there's enough space for filming the material and
This
the guy.
is important.
Yes. No.
Now, that's not Chinese precision. This is German precision.
He eats dinner while machining parts for my Land Rover Discovery 3. That's Fabian's. That is a Victor Renz, which we bought, which has 59 signals. That is one from my Discovery 4, which looks like perfect. And one is installed in the engine. Oh, it's so light. Oh, it looks really nice. So what's that for? I know you put it onto the crankshaft.
Okay, so you got it too already. I'm not telling you what it is. You have to guess.
Oh my God. No OEM ones were available. Then you just have to deal with that shit. Aftermarket just doesn't work for us.
No.
Now he knows where the sender is.
see this will fit a dowel pin precisely. I can press that in.
Okay.
We got to go to the next increment here. See? Now I got to hit this button. See? And now it jumps here.
110 degrees.
110.5 degrees. I'm going to drill me a gauge hole.
Yeah. Oh my God. It almost hit the corner.
Well, it's supposed to because it's a gauge hole.
Oh, okay. So that's one big dowel pin.
That's our locating pin. So all we got to do now is hold it against the trigger wheel setup what we got outside. And we will know if our Chinese installation tool is accurate or not. The problem is it has play back and forth, and if you go all the way to this side, you get in a different setup as to this side. And Fabian's car produces errors on startup. The LR4 works perfect. That's the second time we used it, so we got one time lucky. And this time we got unlucky, I think. See, here is my precision-made gauge. It fits very precise. Now I need to stick my head up in there. It's really difficult to look straight at it. Check it out yourself.
It's off by 2 degrees.
So remember, this is an old trigger wheel and it's not on very hard. So I can take this wheel, take it off and move it a little bit and put it back on. At least that's my idea.
Oh.
Okay.
Bend it.
So now I gotta put it on a little bit in an offset in this direction.
A little bit much offset.
No, it was a little bit.
And it wants to start. There's only so much missing. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Just a tad bit more. Whoa! Look at that! The engine is running! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It sounds a bit weird. And it doesn't have any coolant in it. Oh, I don't like that. There's no coolant. We got oil pressure. Oh my god.
Not running very good.
Yeah, because everything is loose and rattling and whatnot.
Let me see if it collected a fault. Indeed, we got a crankshaft position sensor A circuit range performance fault. So the engine started up, it got synchronized to the camshaft, but the signal is not in that range what the ECU is expecting. We're not done yet. But what we know so far is that first of all, the original sensor did not work at all. We saw that the signal was negated and in the vehicle there was one pulse missing.
So the aftermarket.
The aftermarket sensor.
Which we installed. Yeah.
Now, when we installed the original sensor from the LR3, which was in here, we found the engine did not run. Then I scooped it over a little bit from that position. It did one little start attempt with the precise position made by my German gauge. I scooped it over a little further.
And it started.
And it started, but I didn't turn the ignition all the way off. I just turned it, you know. I have to take the key out. That's apparently resetting the starting condition.
Oh my god, it started.
Now it starts.
Oh, it's starting. It's starting. And it's so good.
Let me reset the phone. I didn't
Yeah,
do
Christian,
that
remember we don't have any coolant. Don't ruin the engine now.
Oh, good point. Okay, now the engine has no faults, okay? I'm gonna start it one more time.
Oh.
No fault.
So we leave the trigger wheel where it is.
We can't use that trigger wheel.
Why not?
Because it's an old bugger trigger wheel. Before we install the 150 euro OEM trigger wheel, we're gonna going by my German gauge. Then that's where we put it, because that's correct. That's German precision machined in there. You know, the way we narrowed down this problem was not bad, okay?
I did not take any part of that. That was all Christian.
Oh, I gotta say, when we took the transmission out yesterday, I would have screwed up 3 or 4 times. But it's not
did?
on camera, and Vera saved me. I wanted to yank the transmission housing out, and I still had a bolt left. Problem fixed. Engine is running, okay? Once it's installed precisely, and it's a good trigger wheel, I got no fault. This trigger wheel here was quite precisely in the position. Maybe not as perfect as I have it now, but it should have at least started and run, and it did not run. So I think this trigger wheel is faulty, and according to my diagnosis, it's faulty because this edge down here is supposed to be up here, like on all the other ones. So now I'm confident that I can install now the OEM trigger wheel sensor, which is 150 euros, using this tool to position it, and I know my fault will be gone. My final conclusion is that the trigger wheel sensor I bought in the UK, which was aftermarket, is indeed the root cause of the problem. And it produced a signal which had 59 pulses, or at least an undefined gap in the signal. I already contacted the seller of this in the UK, and he signaled to me that he's gonna either reimburse me or send me another one, okay? Now at least I got a reason to say why I got gray hair now. You can see this is the molding from the aftermarket, this is the molding from the OEM. This one looks like it's made somewhere in India, and this one looks like it's made in Germany. And we continue tomorrow when Vera is back. So it's a little sad. I have to take that functioning wheel off and maybe destroy it. So here's the new OEM sensor. I wrote the date and the part number down on it. And I'm gonna install it now here roughly first. I got my tool now, which I can put on here before the trigger wheel is completely inserted. And when I put this here straight in front of that hole here, you can see how precisely I can see if it's aligned before I push it now down. This time I'm not gonna push it down with my Chinese tool because it distorts it. It sucks.
When you install a trigger wheel, you can't raise the car all up. You see? I need a bump head now too. Don't email me and asking me what the part number is. Here it is. So I'm wearing my safety boots today because that transmission is heavy.
Did you get yourself dirty already?
Oh, yeah. I had to go down to the pit to look for that transmission bolt. It's gone.
Here I made me a better tool to seat this one now manually. I got the perfect diameter, I got the perfect depth. Start this way around to get it flush. Now I got it flush. Alignment is perfect. Here, goes back to you.
Thank you.
I turn this tool around and I can use it to seat it. Okay, so that's German precision now and not Chinese precision. I'm gonna measure the depth now, 3.66 millimeter, plus minus 0.4, 3.85, 3.6, 3.69, 3.71. So that's pretty good, I think. Now I did not replace the crankshaft position sensor because I don't trust the non-OEM sensors, and I really think a sensor like this does not wear out. It lasts forever, but it can get a corroded connector or something like this. Good. We're gonna connect our scope again. We're gonna start the car.
Oh my God.
There's our signal. And what we're interested in now is how this pulse looks. Right here. No engine fault on the gap tool. So the new trigger wheel is working. We can put everything back together now.
It will be waiting. So Christian, you need to buy an oscilloscope.
We can always loan this from here.
Yeah.
He just lives down the road.
So if you plan an engine rebuild, lathe, drilling machine, and oscilloscope.
The probes I used to connect to the cables are not the best ones because they are destructible, okay? So they do harm the cable. You can see they penetrate the isolation. It's the only way I thought I can get this done. I don't think there is any other good way to connect to these cables. So this wiring harness did take some harm here, okay? I'm gonna be really careful patching this up, and I also put these in an offset, so in case there would be a wire exposed, it's not connecting to the other wire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how
What
it is.
did you do? So at least he's doing a good job of patching that up.
So the engine is now in a little bit of an angle.
I think, I don't know.
I think this is the moment where we gotta install the shifter before it's too late.
You forgot it already.
No, I didn't. I'm aging here.
You forgot the transmission screw and you lost it.
This gotta go in now before it's too late. It's in. I can already get a bolt in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Is it closing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a piece of cake. That was way easier than getting it out.
Yes.
In the AutoZone store.
Nice. So we got the transmission and transfer case and muffler back installed, and let's see if it still runs and what it sounds like. And we forgot to put the breather hose on. On the transfer case.
Battery.
Oh shit. Oh, the battery is disconnected. Oh, you hear that? Oh no, Christian, stop.
What?
Yeah, what about that?
Oh. That would have.
Oh my God. Okay, we're not gonna start it. We're gonna pay attention now. Young man.
Right into the turbo.
And engine out. We just wanna hear it run. So you are in gear.
Shit.
What? So we have a cylinder 4 injector is not firing. That sounded more normal.
It's good.
Yeah, because now you could hear it that it was. So on second startup the injector fault did not come. We hope it's never ever gonna show up again.
Who knows what that was? I think that was like Land Rover fault.
Yeah. I mean, the car is empty, so maybe it's sucking in all the dirt from the bottom of the tank.
Our last fault is now also gone.
Yeah, the fan.
Cooling fan fault.
And you took out the rack.
Yeah, no more rack in there.
Engine is running. We are going on our first test drive. We got to see. Oh, now it stalled. Oh yeah, because of manual transmission. You got to get used to that after 5 months.
Well, the clutch is still a little bit jerky.
Oh.
Want to go uphill so we can roll that down?
Oh my God.